Welcome to this stories. As I borrowed her laptop for a moment, my heart raced with the thrill of the unexpected. Just a fleeting glance at my emails, but then a message appeared, igniting a spark of something I knew I shouldn't feel. My heart aches for you. I ache to be near you once more. A tight knot formed in my stomach. A wave of cold washed over me, leaving me pale and breathless. The message was from Dr. Donnie, a name that sent a shiver down my spine. A face I had touched, if only for a fleeting moment. A man I had exchanged fleeting words with at hospital events, lingering beside my wife as she made the introduction, a moment charged with unspoken tension. I convinced myself that there must be a reason behind it all. A moment lost in translation. Perhaps a playful tease? But my hands betrayed me, moving instinctively as I clicked on the message, revealing the full chat history that held so much unspoken longing. And then I caught a glimpse of it. Countless whispers exchanged in the shadows. It felt like an eternity. Whispers shared between them, leaving me on the outside, yearning for a connection I could never quite reach. There were quiet conversations, a connection that felt complex and emotionally charged. Whispers of what could be. Whispers of stolen moments they had shared. Snapshots, a mix of pure moments and those that whisper secrets. The pounding in my chest drowned out everything else as I faced the undeniable truth of my darkest fears. This was all too familiar. This was meant to be. It was intentional. I pushed through the pages, my heart racing with every word. To grasp the depth of it all. If only I could have lingered a little longer, but you understand the rules we live by. Your presence was intoxicating today, pulling me in and making it hard to focus on anything else. When we finally have a weekend to ourselves, I'll whisk you away to a place that feels just right. Only the two of us. A wave of nausea washed over me. I swallowed hard, my hands trembling with a mix of fear and longing. A year apart. For nearly a year, they had been caught in this secret dance. In the midst of our secret moments. As she wept in my embrace, her voice trembling, she confessed she felt shattered, that I was the only thread holding her fragile heart together. I tightened my grip, heart racing. Confusion washed over me, a whirlwind of emotions I couldn't grasp. Heartbreak? Desire? Shame? I closed the laptop slowly, my heart racing. In the shadows of longing, a name whispered like a secret Donnie. A fleeting connection, a heart's ache, and the thrill of what could never be. There was something about him that carried an unspoken tension, a story left untold. Perhaps a little too close for comfort. As the door creaked open, I held my breath, anticipation coursing through me. She stepped inside, and in that moment, everything felt electric, charged with unspoken words and hidden desires. I stood frozen in the living room, the air thick with unspoken words, the weight of everything I discovered wrapping around me like a shroud. She let her bag fall onto the counter, offering me a fleeting, weary smile that lingered in the air between us. Hey, you're back sooner than I expected. I held my gaze, my heart racing, but I couldn't bring myself to smile back. We have to talk. There was a tremor in my voice, a whisper of something unspoken, and she paused, her fingers brushing the strap of her purse as if it tethered her to a world she might not want to leave. All right. I inhaled deeply, feeling the weight of the moment. Why must we hide this feeling, this spark that ignites when our eyes meet? It's a question that lingers, heavy with unspoken desire. Her eyes fluttered, a moment suspended in time. Why not? I bit my lip, fighting back the rush of feelings that threatened to spill over. Why him of all people? Why must it be like this? Why would you do this to us? My breath hitched, and I forced it back. How could you betray me like this? In that fleeting moment, a spark danced in her eyes, hinting at unspoken desires. Perhaps it's guilt that lingers in the air, heavy and unspoken. Longing. But then her stance changed, and rather than responding, she launched into a fierce defense. From the moment our eyes met, everything changed, and yet, I find myself lost in the chaos of my feelings for you. She broke. You pretend to be surprised, as if you didn't see the cracks forming all around us? My gaze lingered on her, a mix of longing and unspoken desire swirling within me. Drifting away, her laughter was tinged with a bittersweet ache. I've watched you from afar for months, Waylon. Perhaps a little more time. You drown in your tasks, words between us reduced to mere logistics, and heaven help you if you ever let your heart show. Can you even fathom the depth of my solitude? The heat surged through me, a wild current I struggled to tame. Are you feeling alone? We were trapped in our own turmoil, and instead of reaching out, you turned away. I struggled to find the words, each one a painful reminder lodged in my throat. You rushed to him. She wrapped her arms around herself, a barrier against the world. At least he was my secret solace. I gasped, my heart racing with disbelief. Can you believe this? I was there, heart racing, caught in a moment that felt both thrilling and wrong. I was the one who wrapped you in my arms when the news shattered our hopes. I was the one who promised we'd find a way, that we were bound by something deeper, something we shouldn't have. All this time, you were hiding away with him? Her expression turned cold, masking the turmoil within. Because you were never meant to be, Waylon. The words struck deep, leaving a sting that lingered in the air. I parted my lips, then sealed them shut, my hands trembling into tight fists at my sides. I had envisioned countless scenarios for how this moment could unfold. Perhaps tears would spill from her eyes. Perhaps she would plead for a chance to make things right. Perhaps she would finally confess to the error of her ways. Yet this moment feels electric, charged with unspoken words and lingering glances. The thrill of what could be dances just out of reach, a secret shared only between us. Every heartbeat echoes the longing, a bittersweet ache that pulls us closer yet keeps us apart. In the shadows, we find solace, knowing that some desires are meant to remain hidden, even as they ignite our souls. She stood there, her eyes filled with hurt, casting blame on me for the secret we both knew was never meant to be. I slowly shook my head, a mix of longing and regret swirling within me. Is it really all my doing? Her silence spoke volumes. She couldn't bring herself to say the words, but the truth lingered in the air, heavy and undeniable. The silence hung heavy, a chasm that separated our hearts. At last, I let out a breath, trembling with unspoken feelings. I just need a moment to breathe. I snatched my keys, heart racing, and slipped out the door, feeling the weight of what I was leaving behind. It feels like just yesterday. I've been hiding away at Mark's, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings I can't quite grasp. Our friends are torn apart. Some believe I should fight for us, that perhaps this moment is just a test of our love. They say I'm a fool for holding on. My parents believe counseling could mend things, but her parents remain silent, leaving me in a whirlwind of uncertainty. I can't help but relive those moments, each one a bittersweet echo in my heart. Had I truly overlooked the whispers of fate? Could she really be right? Was I truly that out of reach? Or is she just bending the truth to make me believe I pushed her to this point? Everything feels like a blur, and I can't tell what's true anymore. Yesterday, her voice trembled as she asked to meet, igniting a spark of longing I couldn't ignore. I wrestled with the urge to let it ring, to shield myself from the tangled web of her words, but the pull of curiosity was too strong to resist. We were still bound by vows, yet the world around us felt like a secret we couldn't share. Perhaps she was ready to talk about the end of everything they once shared. Our eyes locked across the dimly lit cafe, a world away from the sterile halls of the hospital. She was waiting for me, perched at a corner table, her calm exterior hiding the storm of emotions beneath. As I slipped into the seat opposite her, my heart raced with a mix of excitement and trepidation. What's going on here? With a trembling heart, she inhaled sharply, clasped her hands tightly on the table, and whispered, "Donnie needs a kidney." I blinked, my heart racing. What is this feeling that pulls me closer, yet keeps us apart? He has kidney disease, she whispered, her voice trembling like a fragile secret shared in the shadows. It feels so intense. Her heart sank as she realized his family would never accept them, and the wait felt like an eternity. I gazed at her, my heart racing as confusion swirled within me. Why does it matter to me? She breathed out, a sharp sound that felt like a silent accusation, as if I was purposefully making this harder for us. You really need to find out for sure. I nearly laughed, but the expression on her face held me back. Are you really serious about this? I'm absolutely serious. She leaned in closer, her voice barely a whisper. Waylon, he craves this, and you might just be the spark that ignites his hope. I couldn't wrap my mind around the words, disbelief washing over me like a cold wave. Do you understand how crazy this all feels, don't you? You betrayed me for a year, And now you expect me to save him with a piece of myself? Her expression turned to stone. After all we've been through, this is the bare minimum you owe me. I blinked, my heart racing. What did you just say? She leaned back, arms crossed, a storm of emotions brewing beneath her calm exterior. You were never the ideal husband. Waylon, what about the troubles in our love? It's mostly your fault, isn't it? I released a quick, bitter laugh that held no joy. Understood. It's all my fault. Your heart was always just out of reach. She broke. Your fixation on our struggle consumed you, leaving me feeling invisible and alone. My gaze lingered on her, a mix of longing and unspoken desire swirling within me. Is that really the path you choose? She raised her chin, defiance flickering in her eyes. For years, I chased a dream with you, only to find it slipping through my fingers. So many years, Waylon. And for whom? My heart raced, echoing in my head like a forbidden secret longing to be revealed. So, because we faced challenges in starting a family, you felt justified in seeking comfort elsewhere, and I should just accept it? Can you help him? His life hangs by a thread. Her sigh felt heavy, as if I were a burden she could barely bear. He's a healer, Waylon. He is a hero, but loving him feels like a dangerous secret. And you possess two vibrant kidneys, a secret gift we share. One is enough. I sat there, heart racing, lost in a whirlwind of disbelief. This woman, who betrayed me for a year, now asks me to risk everything to save the life of the man she chose over me. And somehow, it feels like I'm trapped in a debt I never wanted to incur. My heart raced as I gazed at her, utterly captivated. She truly believed it was fair, that I was somehow indebted to her, to him, a piece of myself. In that moment, everything changed within me. I leaned in closer, my voice barely a whisper, meant only for her ears. If your love for him runs so deep, why not offer him a piece of yourself? A kidney, perhaps? She flinched, as if my words had crossed an unspoken line. What about your father? I pressed on, my words laced with a bittersweet sting. Isn't he destined to leave this world soon, anyway? He could at least try to be of some help. Oh, we can't overlook your mother. She feels so lost, like a shadow in the night. What about your brother? He's so young. He can bounce back quickly. Her breath caught in her throat. Waylon, that's... I interrupted her, my heart racing. This is all you're doing. I knew I had to set boundaries. I couldn't allow myself to be manipulated into something that didn't feel right. I pushed my chair back and stood up, a wave of longing washing over me as I shook my head. I couldn't see myself making that kind of sacrifice for someone who had disregarded my own well-being. And with that, I stepped away, my heart heavy with unspoken words. As soon as I stepped outside, I reached for my sister's number, my heart racing with unspoken words. Her voice broke through the silence on the first ring. Hey, what's... She just asked me to give a piece of myself to her secret love. I whispered, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and longing. Whispers of unspoken words linger in the air. In that moment, everything slipped away from her grasp. Are you real? She paused, her heart racing, then exclaimed, I'm getting in the car. At this moment? Absolutely not. Oh, I can't help but go there. I couldn't help but feel the sting of betrayal, but I knew that holding on to resentment wouldn't change the past. I ran my fingers over my face, feeling the weight of unspoken words. I see your passion, but I can't bear the weight of a secret like that on my heart. She let out a soft, frustrated breath. All right, but if she reaches out again, make sure it's me who replies. Regrettably, my wife remained oblivious to the unspoken truth between us. Her messages lit up my screen, each one a whisper of something we both knew we shouldn't be exploring. Again and again. When will you take the test that could change everything for us? Text, I made arrangements for you at the hospital. Next Tuesday, at 3 p.m., everything will change. Waylon, please think of us. Just leave. She didn't need to ask. She was irresistible. My silence spoke volumes. A part of me longed to push her away, to tell her to leave, but my heart whispered to tread carefully, to play the game with intention. Capture every fleeting moment. Every text, every email, every voicemail, I kept them all, like precious secrets hidden away, each one a reminder of what we shared, even if it felt wrong. I began to pour my heart into a journal, capturing each fleeting moment, every wild word she whispered. For the first time in years, clarity washed over me, revealing the truth of my marriage in a way I had never dared to see before. It felt like a wound that wouldn't heal. Yet, in some twisted sense, it felt liberating. Now, I just have to navigate the tangled emotions of the hospital appointment she arranged for me. A small, rebellious spark within me yearns to appear and defiantly declare that I won't go through with it. Yet, a part of me knows I should turn away, even as my heart whispers otherwise. After pouring my heart out to my therapist, friends, and family, I knew I had to make a bold move. I sat across from the divorce attorney, my heart heavy as she began to draft the papers that would change everything. I captured every moment. The secret rendezvous, the stolen glances, and the desperate plea for a piece of her heart. My attorney was taken aback by everything that had unfolded, yet their reassurance wrapped around me like a warm embrace, whispering that I was choosing the right path. 2 days later, I found myself on the couch, heart racing as I stared at my phone, each new text lighting up the screen like a secret promise in the dark. Another message, pulling at my heartstrings. Another message left hanging in the air, heavy with unspoken words. How can you be so cold when my heart aches for you? Are you truly willing to let someone slip away just to protect your pride? Waylon, please, just say something. I pressed my fingers to my temples, letting out a shaky breath. My hands tightened, then let go, a rush of longing coursing through me. My therapist advised me to keep a record, to hold back from getting too close. Yet, the thrill of it all ignited a fire within me. Then, a new message appeared, sending a thrill through my heart. This time, it was a call from a number that felt like a secret, stirring something deep within me. Hey, I know this is complicated, but can we find a moment to talk? I furrowed my brow. In an instant, another message appeared. It's him, Donnie. My gaze lingered on his name, a bittersweet ache blooming in my chest. My thumb lingered just above the screen, trembling with unspoken desire. I should have turned away. Every logical thought urged me to sever the connection and let go. Yet, I held back. I inhaled deeply, fingers trembling as I replied. What is it that you truly desire? 3 dots flickered into existence, a silent promise of something unspoken. I crave a moment to share my thoughts with you. 2 souls, drawn together in a world that whispers secrets of longing and desire. I released a quick, pained laugh. 2 souls entwined, a connection that defies the world around them. Understood. He had a whole year to prove himself, yet he found himself tangled in the allure of another's heart, knowing it was a path he shouldn't tread. In a moment of weakness, I picked up the phone. He answered on the first ring, his voice a whisper that sent shivers down her spine. Waylon, please, just hear me out. Absolutely not. I silenced him, my words sharp and distant. You hear me. I owe you nothing at all. Time hung in the air, heavy with unspoken words. I can see the hurt in your eyes. Heartbroken? You took my wife from me for a whole year. Every day, she wove her deceit into my reality, a bittersweet dance of truth and lies. So now you want me to give up a part of myself, as if it's just a token to ease the ache between us? It's more complicated than that. He whispered, his voice thick with longing. I understand that my actions crossed a line. I can't explain it away. But this is everything, Waylon. I clenched my jaw. Neither my life nor my death belongs to me. It doesn't matter to me anymore. He let out a heavy breath, a mix of longing and regret swirling within him. You have every reason to despise me. I long for that. But I'm not asking for myself. I need to know why. Is it because you crave life? I severed our connection. Perhaps if you had chosen differently, things would have turned out better. Like the ache of wanting what you can't have. In the stillness, hearts raced, and unspoken words hung heavy in the air. Then, in a hushed whisper, he confessed, I love her. I shut my eyes, drawing in a breath that felt both thrilling and dangerous. Perhaps she could offer you a kidney. I replied, my voice cold and unyielding. Waylon, my heart races at the mere sound of your name. I ended the call, my heart racing. I sat there, clutching my phone, my heart racing with each jagged breath. It couldn't be contained. The following day, her parents reached out. Her mother's voice dripped with unspoken judgment. You're being childish, she said, her eyes filled with a mix of frustration and something deeper, as if I was simply refusing to share a toy instead of facing the weight of a life-altering decision. I pressed my fingers against my brow, a wave of longing washing over me. Let me clarify this. After a year of betrayal, I'm the villain for refusing to sacrifice my own life for the man who stole her heart? Without the kidney, his life hangs by a thread. Listen closely, for this is a truth I must share, one that lingers in the shadows of my heart. If you and your daughter are concerned about that man who betrayed me for so long, then perhaps you should consider making a sacrifice, like giving a part of yourself to save him. If you truly love him, show it. Prove it in ways that matter. Or you can just leave me to my own heartache. Her sigh lingered in the air, heavy with unspoken longing. Everyone stumbles, Waylon. A soft chuckle escaped my lips, tinged with a bittersweet longing. Yes, and I'm holding on to this moment by staying on this call. I ended the call, my heart racing. It was just the beginning. More than friends. Shared connections. Even those I work alongside. Some were simply peeking in, their curiosity tinged with something deeper. Some, however, felt the weight of unspoken desires. Listen, I need to tell you something. Amidst the clinking glasses, one of them leaned in, voice low. I understand why you're upset. But is it truly worth sacrificing everything for someone who might slip away? My gaze lingered on him, a mix of longing and uncertainty swirling within me. Did you really just say that to me? He shifted, a rush of unspoken feelings swirling within him. Perhaps it's time to rise above, to embrace the unspoken feelings that linger between us. You're absolutely right. Go on, be the bigger person. Offer your kidney. I'm ready to plead your case for a miracle. Absolutely not. One lingered on the line after I whispered my plea for the ultimate sacrifice. I went to see my wife on that fateful day, the one we had marked on the calendar, knowing the weight of what it meant. Last Friday, she arranged the hospital appointment for my compatibility test, a moment heavy with unspoken feelings. That morning, I dressed with a flutter of nerves, each careful choice a secret whisper of hope, and stepped outside, my heart racing with a thrilling calmness that felt almost forbidden. I longed to shine for a day that would linger in my heart forever. As I stepped into the hospital, my heart raced at the sight of a crowd gathered, their eyes filled with unspoken tension. My wife, her family, and the man who holds my heart in secret. Every heartbeat feels like a secret, each moment stretching into eternity as I wait for the news that could change everything. My wife caught sight of me first and hurried over, her expression a mix of relief and something unspoken. "Text, I always believed in you," she whispered, her fingers tightening around my arm, a spark of something unspoken lingering between us. Silently, I slipped the envelope into her hands, our eyes locking for a fleeting moment that spoke volumes. In that moment, with all eyes on her, she dared to unveil the secret that bound them together. Heartache. Surprise. Desire. What is this madness? She whispered fiercely, her voice trembling with a mix of passion and fear, pulling eyes toward her. "It is precisely what it seems," I whispered, my heart racing. "I can't believe you'd even ask me to save him. After everything, he's the last person I'd ever help. I'm not going to be tied to someone who would dare to ask that of me." She broke down, her voice trembling as she pointed at me, filled with anguish and betrayal. That's when Donnie's mother appeared, her eyes searching for answers in the charged air. My wife revealed my hesitation, and the woman's words pierced through me, laden with guilt. She spoke of her son, a hero saving lives daily, as if to bind me to a choice I feared to make. Then she whispered, her eyes searching mine, asking if I could bear the weight of knowing I had the power to save her, yet stood frozen in silence. I met her gaze, my heart racing, and whispered, I wasn't the right person to make that sacrifice, and deep down, I hoped they found someone who could. She'll find a way to see if you're meant to be together, even if it feels wrong. With a heavy heart, I turned and stepped away. As I stepped into the parking lot, her cries pierced the air, a haunting melody of anguish and desperation. "Waylon, my heart races at the mere thought of you. Waylon, please, don't turn your back on me now." Her voice trembled, laced with longing and a hint of rebellion. I couldn't stop. "You're a cruel enigma." Her cry pierced the silence. "This can't be about us. This is about a man's heart." Yet, I pressed on, heart racing with every step. Her footsteps echoed behind me, frantic and unsteady. "Do you really believe this is about making a statement? Are you trying to show me something I shouldn't feel?" She unleashed her anger, a fierce spark in her eyes. Your true cruelty is on full display for all to see. I approached my car, heart racing, and pulled the door open, feeling the weight of unspoken words lingering in the air. You're breaking the heart of someone who doesn't deserve it. Her voice pierced the silence, a raw cry filled with desperation. Donnie never meant to hurt you. I met her tear-streaked gaze, feeling the weight of everything that had happened, but I knew my heart was no longer bound to the past. I couldn't see myself. My voice barely broke the silence, yet she recoiled as if I'd screamed. I turned away, my heart racing. We chose our paths, but the ache of what could have been lingers in the air. She stifled a sob, her heart aching with unspoken longing. You're worth so much more than this. You're just not meant to be. I slipped into the car, the door clicking shut behind me, sealing away the world. Outside, she placed her hands on the glass, her expression pleading as if searching for an answer I couldn't give. Don't walk away from me now. Waylon, my heart races at the mere thought of you. I turned the key, and the engine roared to life, a sound that echoed the unspoken tension between us. Oh, Waylon. I drove away, her figure fading into the distance, a bittersweet ache settling in my chest. 3 days have passed since that fateful encounter at the hospital, and my phone won't stop vibrating. Each buzz a reminder of what we can't have. Whispers. Messages. Messages left unsaid. Her forbidden number. They stood in the way. Shared connections. Some whispering that I made the right choice. They whisper, labeling me a monster. I shut them out, one by one. Locked away the past, just to be safe. For the first time in weeks, I feel the weight lift, and I can finally breathe again. To protect my heart, I'm seeking refuge with my sister for a little while. The sweetest part? The whispers. They began to arrive quietly, just a day after the intense encounter at the hospital. Silent whispers linger in the air. Careful, but so wrong yet so right. Hey, Waylon. I'm sorry. I never meant for it to be this way. I share a space with your wife at the hospital. And, well, there was an unspoken tension between her and Dr. Coleman that we all sensed. I stayed silent, knowing deep down that it wasn't my moment to speak. But after everything she did to you, you have a right to the truth. You deserve so much more. Another one arrived an hour later, stirring a mix of anticipation and longing within me. I wonder if you recall my face, the nurse who tends to your wife's needs. I need to share something with you. I wish I had found the courage to say something. It had been clear for months, a secret longing that lingered just beneath the surface. My heart aches for the words I left unspoken. You're a good person, and this isn't what you deserve. The messages poured in, each one a whisper of longing that ignited a fire within. Some from faces that lingered in the shadows of my memory. Those fleeting moments shared with coworkers over drinks at hospital events lingered in my mind, a bittersweet reminder of what could never be. I lingered, lost in their words, as a forbidden thrill coursed through me, awakening emotions I never knew I had. For what felt like an eternity, I had been led to believe that I was the one at fault. I was consumed by doubt, that I was being too dramatic. What now? Now, I felt the weight of the truth pressing against my heart. A secret that lingered in the shadows, waiting to be unveiled. Veiled in stolen glances and hushed words, secrets lingered just out of reach. I breathed out, a lingering sigh, and felt a spark I thought I'd lost forever. Sweet relief washed over me, a fleeting moment that felt almost wrong yet so right. Therapy has unveiled hidden truths. I always believed I knew the depths of manipulation, the sting of gaslighting, and the weight of emotional abuse. I believed I would feel the whispers of fate. Yet, I held back. Not when she chipped away at my confidence with subtle, deliberate touches. Not when she turned everything around, making me the villain in our tangled story. Not when she pulled away, her warmth fading each time I failed to meet her unspoken desires. In the quiet moments, I can feel the weight of what was, the unspoken connections that linger just out of reach. How she made me crave her validation. To question what my heart knows. To say I'm sorry, even when my heart knows I did nothing wrong. I'm not heartbroken that our love story has come to an end. It hurts to think about how long I held on. The divorce may stretch on, but my attorney assures me I hold the upper hand. Right now, none of that matters to me anymore. I just want to escape. What about Dr. Donnie? I caught wind that he's still searching for a match, and my heart aches for him. It's not my heart to break. They each chose their paths, knowing the weight of their decisions. Now they must face the aftermath of their choices. It's been nearly 6 months since the hospital doors closed behind us. The finality of the divorce hangs heavy in the air. It unfolded quicker than I ever imagined. Maybe it was the fear of how she'd appear if the truth about the kidney demand ever surfaced in court. I wouldn't have objected at all. We divided what we had, but it felt like tearing apart something precious. I held onto the house, claimed what was once hers. She left with nearly everything, taking pieces of my heart along with the furniture. Which, truly, that works for me. It feels so desolate here, like a secret longing lingers in the air. My heart raced as Troy stepped inside, whistling, the air thick with memories since she had taken her things away. "Yeah," I said, my eyes drifting over the empty living room, a sense of longing tugging at my heart. I long for a place to sink into, a couch that whispers comfort and warmth, yet feels just out of reach. Perhaps a table for two, where secrets linger in the air. It was undeniably a bed that belonged to someone else, a place where secrets lingered in the shadows. Troy's smile was a secret, a fleeting moment that felt both thrilling and wrong. "Absolutely. You deserve furniture that speaks to your soul, something that whispers of late-night conversations and stolen glances. Let go of that illusion of a perfect life together." I couldn't help but smile, a mix of mischief and longing in my heart. All I crave is a chance to begin anew. What about Dr. Donnie? He is gone. Life has a way of balancing things out, and we all eventually face the consequences of our choices, the aftermath of our secret. Intriguing. Whispers traveled quickly. The whispers at the hospital grew louder, tarnishing my ex's once pristine reputation. It seems asking your husband to sacrifice for the one you love in secret is a boundary too far, even for those who might have turned a blind eye to the betrayal. Some of the nurses who once stood by her have now come forward, their voices trembling with regret. Her family, the very thing that stood between them, a barrier woven with expectations and unspoken rules. Yet, in the quiet moments, their hearts whispered secrets that felt both thrilling and wrong. Still cold, yet the warmth of unspoken feelings lingers in the air. Yet, it was her younger brother who dared to make the first move towards me. That took me off guard. We found ourselves in a secluded cafe, the air thick with unspoken tension as he fidgeted, stirring sugar into his cup, his eyes darting away from mine. I can't help but feel that what she did was truly heartbreaking. He whispered, his eyes drifting away from mine. "I'm truly sorry for the way my family has treated you." I watched him intently, my heart racing with unspoken desires. I had always felt something for him. He was younger, still navigating the halls of college, and somehow, he saw through her facade in a way that left her breathless. "Your words mean everything to me," I replied with a flutter in my heart. His nod was a quiet sigh of relief, a moment stolen from the weight of unspoken feelings. "I'm lost, caught in a whirlwind of feelings I can't quite grasp. Maybe I just needed you to hear that not everyone sees you as the enemy." "Thank you," I whispered, my fingers brushing against the warm cup, feeling a spark of something unspoken between us. But their opinions no longer hold any weight in my heart. He let out a soft, breathy laugh, tinged with something unspoken. "That's understandable. What about the one who got away? She's reached out again and again, hoping for a chance to mend what feels so fragile." First, I received a flurry of heated messages, each one laced with the pain of how I had shattered her world. Then, with trembling voices and glistening eyes, she whispered her regrets, confessing the weight of her wrongs. Then, with a whisper of nostalgia, he drew me back to our shared moments, the laughter that once filled the air between us. She poured her heart into a handwritten letter, each word a whisper of longing and secrecy. She confessed that therapy had opened her eyes to her selfish ways, and now she yearned to make things right. I held my silence, heart racing with unspoken words. I've kept silent, holding back my words, afraid of what they might reveal. My therapist says this is just how it goes. She's navigating through a maze of emotions, desperately seeking a way to reclaim what was lost. The way I'm pulling away must be driving her wild, and while that's not my goal, I can't help but feel a thrill in it. What about me? I'm feeling more alive than I ever thought possible. Therapy has opened my eyes in ways I never expected. I never knew how deeply I could lose myself until that relationship consumed me. For years, I tiptoed around unspoken truths, unaware of the fragile ground beneath my feet. How her words seeped into my soul, transforming into the whispers that haunted my thoughts. But now, everything feels different. I'm reclaiming my heart. I've found my way back to the friends I lost touch with while I was bound by my marriage. Last weekend, I found myself sharing stolen moments with Mark and Cohen over drinks. They welcomed me as if I had risen from the ashes, a ghost returning to a world that had long forgotten me. "It's been so long," Mark murmured, a hint of longing in his voice as he shook his head. "You vanished without a trace, leaving us all in the dark." "Yeah," Cohen whispered, his voice barely breaking the silence between them. "Each time we reached out, your response was always the same and apologetic. 'Oh, sorry, can't make it.' It stung more than you knew. Perhaps in another moment." And then, there was only silence where hope once lingered. I let out a soft sigh, the amber liquid swirling in my glass, a bittersweet reminder of what could never be. "Yeah, I suppose I lost myself in it all. All of it." Mark's eyebrow arched, a silent question hanging in the air between them. "Or him?" I let out a soft, bittersweet laugh. "Yes, her." Cohen reclined in his chair, a mix of longing and hesitation swirling within him. "At last, you're here again. We have so much stolen time to reclaim." It felt exhilarating, like a secret stolen moment that ignited something deep within. No bitterness, no hesitation. Rediscovering the connections I never knew I longed for, each moment tinged with a bittersweet longing. I found myself on the court again, lost in the rhythm of the game, every weekend pulling me deeper into that familiar thrill. At the first game, I felt so out of place, like a secret longing hidden beneath the surface. "Oh, Waylon, did you really let that slip away from you?" Ray's voice cut through the tension after I missed yet another three-pointer, a hint of concern lacing his words. "Just let me breathe for a moment." I chuckled softly, brushing the sweat from my brow, a fleeting moment of joy amidst the heat. It's been a while. By the second week, the feelings began to resurface, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. By the third, I could finally breathe again. At last, I embraced the guitar, a secret desire that had lingered in my heart for so long. I stepped into the small music shop downtown, my heart racing with anticipation for my first lesson. The instructor, a charmingly carefree guy named Philip, placed a worn acoustic guitar in my hands, guiding me through the tender strum of basic chords that felt like a secret shared between us. "Your fingers will ache for a long time," he cautioned, a hint of mischief in his eyes. He spoke the truth, and it cut deeper than I ever expected. By the end of the session, my fingertips burned with a longing I couldn't ignore. Yet, it felt so exhilarating. And then there's Cooper, a charming German shepherd I rescued from the shelter, his playful spirit igniting something deep within me. It was never in my thoughts to bring a dog home that day. I only wanted to steal a glance. But then I caught a glimpse of him. His ears, oversized and endearing, seemed to echo the unspoken feelings that lingered between us. His tail wagged with a fervor that felt like a lifetime of longing, just for me. As the shelter worker opened the kennel door, Cooper surrendered himself to me, rolling onto his back, his paws reaching for the sky, inviting me into a moment that felt both innocent and charged with unspoken connection. "He's such a silly fool," she whispered, a smile breaking through her laughter, her heart racing with the thrill of it all. Endearing in every way, yet a touch awkward. I traced my fingers over his skin, a smile breaking through the tension between us. That sounds like the perfect companion for me. And now, he's become my closest secret. Dating feels like a dream just out of reach. I've received a few tempting invitations, one from a nurse at my ex's hospital, stirring feelings I thought I had buried. No, I couldn't go for that. A nurse? That's a dangerous allure. Mark couldn't help but revel in the secret when I shared it with him over drinks. Seriously, the hospital? Does she truly understand the tale, though? He chuckled softly, a hint of disbelief in his eyes. "Oh, she knows," I whispered, my heart racing as I took a sip of my beer. Cohen's lips curled into a knowing smile, a spark of something unspoken lingering in the air. What was the secret? Is this a date out of pity? A fleeting encounter born from heartache? I turned away, my heart heavy with unspoken words. Her words lingered in the air, a bittersweet melody that tugged at my heart. She believed I was good, yet there was an unspoken barrier between us, a longing that felt both right and wrong. Mark's heart raced as he almost sputtered on his drink. Wow, that's daring. Are you certain she wasn't sent to deceive us? I couldn't help but think it, I confessed. Either way, I can't get too close to that fire. They exchanged a knowing glance, hearts racing with unspoken desires. It was a daring choice, Cohen whispered, his eyes lingering just a moment too long. Right now, it's all about you. Just you. He was right, and it stung more than I expected. I'm not prepared for this. My therapist says it's just part of the journey, but it feels so much more than that. Before I can truly love someone else, I must first find the pieces of my own heart again. The most unexpected twist in this journey? Unveiling the hidden struggles of countless others. Each story a whisper of pain and resilience, bound by the shadows of manipulation and emotional turmoil. We keep these feelings hidden, locked away in the shadows. I found myself in a support group where the stories shared felt like whispers of hidden hearts, revealing truths that stirred something deep within me. In the beginning, I simply absorbed every word. The stories resonated deeply within me. Men who had been led to believe they were the source of the pain, left empty and broken, or, like me, made to feel like they could never measure up. One night, after a particularly intense meeting, Troy, an older man with a magnetic presence, drew me aside. Have you ever considered whispering your thoughts? He whispered, his voice trembling with unspoken longing. I frowned, a rush of unspoken feelings swirling within me. Whispering? Absolutely. Whispering your secret. Your words cut through the noise, revealing truths that linger just beneath the surface. Tonight, I found myself drawn to the younger guys, offering a quiet word of support, a fleeting connection that felt both tender and a little risky. My heart raced as doubt crept in. I'm lost in this whirlwind of feelings. Words escape me, caught in a whirlwind of feelings I can't quite grasp. Troy let out a soft, bittersweet laugh. You have no idea how much you do. Sometimes, a whisper from a kindred spirit who understands the ache is more healing than any formal remedy. I couldn't shake the thought from my mind. It was in that moment, when I first arrived, that I desperately needed someone to tell me I wasn't losing my mind. What happened to me was beyond my control. Yes, I finally whispered. Perhaps I'll take the plunge. And I couldn't help myself. It felt exhilarating, like a secret whispered in the dark, transforming pain into a lifeline for others, guiding them away from the shadows of a toxic love, igniting the courage to break free. Some days ache with longing. I find myself lost in thoughts of what might have been, if only I had chosen another path. If only I had seen the signs sooner, if there was a chance to hold on to what we once shared. Yet, those fleeting moments are slipping away. What I understand now is this. I long for something more. We all feel it. It's a heart-wrenching truth that love can sometimes lead us down paths we never intended to walk. When betrayal seeps into the bond, and blame is cast like shadows, the weight of sacrifice becomes unbearable. No one should be asked to surrender a part of themselves to mend a fracture they never caused. The future feels like a whispered secret, uncertain and tantalizing. For the first time in ages, a flutter of anticipation stirs within me. It's been 2 years since that fateful night, the one that changed everything. Everything feels different now. First off, I've found a light within me, a warmth that flickers softly, guiding me through the shadows. 2 years of hidden struggles have transformed everything. The remnants of the past have finally faded away. It's been a long silence between us, nearly a year and a half since our last words were exchanged. Occasionally, a mutual friend will unwittingly let her name slip, igniting a rush of memories that should remain buried. Yet, even that is slipping away. We've drifted apart, our paths now forever separated. What about the house? Lost to the shadows. I let it go last year. So many bittersweet moments linger. Are you really ready for this? Haley, my realtor, whispered as we lingered in the hollow silence of the empty living room. Yeah, I whispered, my gaze lingering on the empty walls, a heaviness in my chest. I believed holding on to it would be like taking back a piece of my heart. It felt like clinging to a memory that was never meant to be. Her heart raced as she nodded, a silent agreement wrapped in unspoken longing. It's a tempting offer, isn't it? One that pulls at the heartstrings, whispering of possibilities that feel just out of reach. The market's been ablaze, and buyers are drawn to a captivating tale. I let out a soft laugh, A fleeting moment that felt both light and heavy at the same time. Don't tell me you actually called it the Kidney House. Haley's lips curled into a secretive smile. I might have alluded to a scandalous separation with an unexpected turn. I rolled my eyes, a smile tugging at my lips, but deep down, I felt a flutter of something I shouldn't. A new beginning was calling, filled with unspoken desires. I found a cozy little spot right in the heart of the city. It felt so easy, yet so wrong. And it has a yard for my dog, who brings joy and energy into my life, a vibrant 3-year-old full of love. In my life, I've taken some daring steps that have shifted everything. A year has passed since I walked away from my old company, not due to dissatisfaction, but driven by a yearning for something different. One fateful night, as the drinks flowed, my friend Cohen dared to mention it. "Have you ever thought about running away?" he asked, his whiskey swirling like the unspoken tension between them. I let out a soft sigh. At times. Yet, I've lingered in this place for what feels like an eternity. It feels safe, yet there's a thrill in the air. But tell me, are you truly happy? Wasn't that the question that lingered between us? The next morning, I found myself staring into the depths of my heart, questioning everything I thought I knew. Stability felt safe, yet my heart ached for something deeper, something thrillingly out of reach. Something deeper, longing for more thrill, something more. When a startup whispered an opportunity, my heart raced with intrigue. And now, I find myself with newfound freedom, unexpected opportunities, and, against all odds, a reward that feels almost too good to be true. The work captivates me, and I find myself eagerly anticipating each moment spent in its embrace. It's been 2 years since that fateful night, the one that changed everything between us. Life feels like a delicate dance, teetering on the edge of something beautiful yet forbidden. It feels right. It's strange how breaking free from something so damaging can ignite a spark within you, pushing you to embrace new beginnings. I held back for a whole year, my heart aching with the weight of unspoken desires. I've experienced fleeting connections that never blossomed, yet each one whispered secrets about my desires and my boundaries. Then, about 8 months ago, I crossed paths with someone unexpected. Piper, my heart races at the mere thought of you. Our eyes locked across the crowded room at a friend's art show, and in that moment, everything else faded away. She's a graphic designer, brilliant and full of creativity, fiercely independent, yet there's a depth to her that feels almost unattainable. We savored every moment. I laid my heart bare about my divorce and the kidney ordeal, and she first believed it was just a cruel joke. "You're toying with my heart," she said, a playful smile dancing on her lips. I opened the old messages on my phone, my heart racing with every word I read. Her eyes lifted from the page, a moment suspended in quiet tension. "Oh, my heart, did this really happen?" "Yes, I did. I warned you." Her gaze lingered on me, heavy with unspoken words. "You seriously considered sacrificing so much for the one who stole her heart?" A soft sigh escaped my lips. "Yes, but still, I can't help but feel the weight of what could have been." Piper's lips curled into a secretive smile. "Honestly, Waylon, it's just the least you could do." Her words pierced through the silence, igniting a spark of longing that felt both exhilarating and wrong. Her unwavering patience with my fleeting doubts and fragile heart makes me ache for something more, something we both know we shouldn't want. Yet, what sets this connection apart from my marriage? In our moments of conflict, we find a way to connect. No deception, no regrets, no tallying of debts. Two souls, drawn together in a world that says they shouldn't be. It's exhilarating and intoxicating. I've kept my connection to the men's support group, a quiet refuge in a world that feels so complicated. What began as a simple attendance at meetings blossomed into a chance to speak, and now, everything feels different. I guide them through the shadows of their desires, seeing them arrive, lost and shattered, just as I once was, and then witnessing their journey to rediscover their worth and set boundaries has been profoundly moving. Last month, I unexpectedly crossed paths with my ex's sister at the grocery store, and my heart raced with a mix of nostalgia and longing. In the beginning, unbearably tense. "Waylon," she whispered, halting in the middle of the aisle. I offered a brief, hesitant nod, my heart racing with unspoken words. Hey, we both lingered in that moment. Then, To my surprise, she whispered, "Can I buy you a coffee?" We found ourselves at a small cafe, her eyes filled with regret as she whispered an apology for her family's actions. She confessed, her voice trembling, "We see things more clearly now. She's played her games with us before, and we should have trusted you from the start. I don't seek approval anymore, yet I can't deny the thrill that comes with those sweet words. What has weighed on my heart the most these past 2 years? Learning to open my heart again. Not merely partners, but the very essence of my heart's secret. For so long, I doubted every choice, my heart aching with the fear that I was overlooking something crucial or falling into the same trap of innocence once more. But therapy opened my eyes to the truth. Embracing trust isn't foolish. It's the refusal to learn from the past that truly holds us back. Sometimes, I find myself lost in thoughts of what could have been, imagining a life filled with laughter and tiny footsteps echoing through our home. The ache of unfulfilled dreams lingers, a bittersweet reminder of the path we never took. But then I picture the heartache of a divorce with children caught in the crossfire, and a wave of relief washes over me for the path I narrowly escaped. Piper and I have whispered about the idea of children, our dreams dancing just out of reach. There's a spark between us, a quiet longing that lingers in the air, yet we both savor the moment, letting time slip by without urgency. Sometimes, I wonder if I should have chosen a different path, if I could have been quieter, less intense when I signed those divorce papers in that sterile hospital room. Honestly, not at all. In that fleeting moment of defiance, I ignited a spark that changed everything, leading me to a world of unexpected joys and bittersweet truths. Sometimes, a single moment can shatter the chains of a toxic past, igniting a spark of hope and longing. Life feels a little broken right now. There are still days when shadows creep in, moments when uncertainty tugs at my heart. Yet, what sets it apart? Now, I understand that my value isn't defined by how others see me, and that realization has shifted everything within me. Dear listeners, your whispers mean the world to me. Please, share your secrets in the comments below, and if you feel the spark, like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep this connection alive.